So I want to give a disclaimer before I start, because I know the usual people are going to come out and dismiss or straight up shut down my opinions and criticisms without actually hearing me out. I love Krunker, and I'll continue to love Krunker until the day I can no longer play it. It has kept my interest far longer and better than any other browser game I've played, and I really commend the developers for all the hard work they put into it. And I also feel as though most of the time the devs and even many of the map makers don't get the appreciation they deserve. I mean, the devs have to put up with so much crap, especially over the past year, that I'm surprised that they still bother at the end of the day. But as much respect as I have for the developers, there are times where I simply cannot agree with them, and I have to call them out. And this particular decision that the developers made is honestly a terrible idea, and is something that I cannot and will not defend. Basically what happened is that on Wednesday, October 21st, casino maps became a thing. Alright, they're much like Bunker Guy's Krunk games, except you use real Krunkies instead of harmless points. Now, I just want you to let this sink in, alright? You can bet and win KR. Like, actual KR, okay? Not fake KR like in my Krunky Clicker map, like actual KR. The kind you can get from doing matches, getting donations, and paying real world money. Key phrase, real world money. So basically, these casino maps are essentially gambling, with what may very well be real money. In a kid's game. And no one saw an issue with this? Not Sydney, not Vince, not Iniquity, none of y'all? Seriously? And yeah, you can argue if Krunker's a kid's game or not, but the reality is that the direction Krunker has been going in and the way it has been marketed recently, it's basically trying to appeal to children, alright? Why do you think all these wacky mechanics are around it in the game? Why do you think all the colors have been made more saturated by default? Why do you think the wall background in the Krunker hub has been turned into this weird looking super saturated render? Alright, there's no denying it, the game is trying to appeal to children, and honestly this alone isn't that big a deal to me. Alright, it's okay to chase the bag to some extent, and even if veteran and otherwise older players like me may feel a little jaded by some of the changes, it is what it is, alright? But what's crossing the line is the fact that the devs are adding in casino maps which let you gamble away your KR, which again can be bought with real world money, all the while knowingly trying to get kids and other underage gamers to play the game. In other words, Krunker's basically promoting underage gambling. And again, this never crossed anyone's mind? Like what the f***? Seriously, the more I think about this, the more disgusted I feel. Like, this is a whole new level of greed that is either horribly misguided at best or absolutely scummy at worst. And what's especially pathetic is that the casino maps have been implemented in a way so that literally any Joe Schmo can just make a casino map. That is right. You, the one watching this video, can make a casino map right now and scam people out of KR, even if you've never played Krunker in your life. And many people have done so already. Yep, who would have thought? And even more baffling is that the devs knew this would be an issue, so they added last minute bandages to it, like only circulating KR that is actually deposited into the app itself, or promising to lock accounts that make scam maps, or giving a warning with Iniquity's map that other maps could be scams. Like, okay, you knew there would be scammers, so you instead of making it so that only verified players could make casino maps and they had to be approved by the devs themselves, or I don't know, just not letting other people make casino maps and just having one? You chose to make it close to the Wild West of this, where it's like Reddit's 50-50 challenge where you have no idea if it's a regular map or if it's a scam? Like, what did you expect to happen? What were you thinking? Like, what were you even thinking? Like, this is the sort of shit that can get your game shut down in various places. Remember Battlefront 2 from EA, that game that sparked a huge outcry against predatory practices like this? And it pushed the Belgian government to literally ban loot boxes in games? You really want that kind of controversy on your hands? And the thing that makes me especially salty is that I have a semi-recent map called Krunky Clicker. Alright, I punished it earlier this month. It's actually a sort of tedium-based trigger game similar to Cookie Clicker, but it's versus. Basically, you knife a giant Krunky model and get points. Then you buy upgrades with those points and they generate more points. And the team with the most points at hand wins. These are done with points, not actual KR. Points, but because it has the name Krunky in it and the dodgy little casinos are popping up everywhere, people have been misconstruing it as a scam, and I've been getting angry DMs from people thinking I'm a scammer when I very clearly am not. I had to update it for like the 6th time to let people know that it was not a casino map and that I actually made it for the customs competition for MMOK, and because of all that bullshit, the map is a dud now. It'll have an unfair stigma surrounding it and I can no longer host it. Hours upon hours of work and passion gone. Thanks a lot, assholes, making me and every single map maker out there look like a bunch of scammers. Fuck off. Yeah, so I just want to make this video to rant about something that is well and truly shaking my respect for Krunker and the devs. And I do hope the devs get some sense knocked into them and they actually fix their mistakes, or at the very least make it so that it's not complete bullshit. And I will give them this, they have really been cracking down on the scam maps and those who've been making them from the get-go, and they do seem to realize that they have a lot of work to do, but still, just what a shit show. And as for now, the only advice I can give for you guys is just don't play on customs right now until the devs fix their shit, alright? I will promise you that my maps are all safe and you can play them without any worries, but I can't speak for literally anyone else. So, yeah, and I will reiterate that at the end of the day, I still love Krunker and the time I've spent on it. And bullshit aside, I really am thankful for what the devs have done throughout these years. I mean, the fact that this is a free browser game is still mind-blowing to me, and I will continue to love this game until I can no longer play it. But with this situation, I just can't help but start to question whether or not I want to support this game anymore. So, yeah, just f***ing end that video, god damn it.